everyone, it's Crystal, and today I'm going to be coming to you guys discussing self-control and also emotional unavailability and my thoughts and the epiphany that I had today in regards to that. But first, self-control. Hair tends to be a big source of contention in this household with my daughter, my beloved daughter. This morning we really had to have a coming to Jesus moment because it just really came to a head. A big part of that is she has beautiful, thick, curly hair, and it requires a lot of TLC. Part of, managing that is I have her brush her hair out in the shower. That way when it comes my turn to do it, it won't be as tedious for me and it won't be painful for her. So it's a win-win. Well, last night she did not do her due diligence, and this morning I had to, brush it, break it down into sections and all that. And she just was not happy. Like, she was trying to block me. She was putting her hands in her head, and it was just so much drama. And I had to just say, wait a minute, look, had you did what you were supposed to do the night before, we would not be in this predicament right now. I told her this is where self-accountability comes into play. And I said it just like this: if you don't control yourself, people will control you. You don't control yourself, people will control you. You don't like getting yelled at, you don't like being disciplined, take ownership of your life, do what needs to be done. That way, people can't come at you for anything because you're already doing your due diligence. And in stating that, I want her to understand, when you fail to take responsibility for your life, you make choices to not do what needs to be done on your own recognizance, and somebody else has to come in and start guiding you and telling you what to do. You can't be mad at that. So if you don't want to be controlled by other people, control yourself. You're not happy? You don't like the way things are going? You don't want somebody else to have to step in and clean up your mess for you, or start relegating things and, delegating things and telling you what to do and whatnot, and, basically being an authoritarian figure to you, then take control of your fucking life. Don't whine when somebody else steps in when you fail to step in your own life. Take control. And that goes for anything. That goes for your career. That goes for your personal life, finances, everything. Take control, or somebody else will take control for you. So that's the end of that one. The second, excuse me, I'm getting over a sinus infection. I'm in the later stages of it, so I'm happy about that. But the second thing is emotional unavailability. I came across a great article on Baller Alert regarding the subject matter, and it was discussing emotionally unavailable women and how I'm calling myself out on this, I'm taking ownership of my shit, so we emotionally unavailable women tend to attract men subconsciously who are just as emotionally unavailable. And it just really, reading the article, it just really struck a chord. Like, I felt so convicted in my spirit. Like, I almost was moved to tears. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, this is me. Like, this is me to a T. And it got me to thinking how I tend to attract situations and guys who tend to be emotionally unavailable, or hard to read, hard to come by. Not hard to come by. Hard to read, hard to, knowing where I stand with them. Like, it always tends to be like a toss-up, or things can be going very well, and then all of a sudden they start acting brand new, or they start to become really unavailable and unattached and start to shun me. or they do some real fucked up shit that just makes you not want to even deal with them anymore. And I notice that I tend to attract men who fit the description of this because I'm emotionally unavailable myself. And I was actually having this discussion with someone, and I was saying that subconsciously I tend to attract situations that are going to require me to have to run. That way I can be like, you know, I told you so. Like, I purposely seek out situations where, not purposely, I want to say subconsciously, because I really honestly don't go in saying, oh, I want to pick out a guy who's going to be I keep saying unemotionally, who's going to be emotionally unavailable, or who's going to treat me like shit, or who's going to give me the cold shoulder, things like that. I purposely don't go out seeking that, but I tend to attract it, and I have to start assessing why. Like, why is this happening? Like, why does this keep happening to me? That means something's going on within myself, and it's because I'm emotionally unavailable. So I tend to attract situations that are going to require me to run and require me to keep my guard up, because my guard is up super high. And it seems like when I start to drop it, that's when shit starts to hit the fan. And then when shit hits the fan, I have a reason to put my guard back up again, and I can be like, haha, I told you so. Like, I knew, like, something was gonna happen. Like, oh, now, you know, he did this, so now my guard's back up. Like, I had a reason now, you know. Now I don't have to let anybody in anymore, because, you know, every time I do, this is what happens. But no, that's not really that's not really the whole truth of it all. The truth is that I have issues, and that stems from, like, in the article, it's talking about how women, I think people in general, but let's focus on women right now, we tend to develop these emotional unavailability issues from being hurt. And I can attest to that for myself. Like, that is true. Like, I've been hurt a lot in deep ways, and not just even in relationships, as far as like abuse and all varieties, emotional, sexual, physical, all that. So that, combined with all the bad luck that I've had with men, I've built up this wall in my psyche, in my heart, you know, that just is causing me to have, like, these fuck ups in my love life. And I've just been doing a lot of introspection lately. And it really came to head today with the article that I read, and it really just got me to really analyze myself. And I don't want to be that way anymore. I don't want to keep running on this, you know, keep riding on the same merry-go-round. Like, I'm nauseated, and I'm tired as fuck of being on this ride. I'm just sick of it. And I want to be I want to be emotionally available. I want to be vulnerable. I want to not have to put on a mask, or put up a facade, or play cat and mouse, or play games, or have to, you know, go through this cycle anymore. I'm just ready to break it. And, you know, I just wanted to implore anyone else who is like me, male and female, to really go inside yourself and look and see what are the blocks that are causing your emotional unavailability. Like, if you keep attracting married people, there's a problem with that. You keep attracting married people, you fear commitment, like you have problems committing to people, there's a problem like that you need to tap into. Or you tend to gravitate towards people who treat you like shit and shun the people who care and love you and are there for you. There's something that you need to look at internally and fix. So do some soul searching and figure it out, so you can love and be loved to the fullest capacity. Like, you know, I think it's a beautiful thing. Don't cheat yourself from not doing the due diligence and taking ownership in that regard, and doing the work that you need to solve those issues. So yes, practice self-control, or people will control you. And if you're emotionally unavailable, figure out how to become emotionally available. And that's it.